Hi, this is Karen Footman here from KarenFootman.com. Welcome to video 4 in my series, sharing my 5-step light system with you. My light system which enables you to truly step into your star power. That's right. Now, you can find out more about my light system on my homepage, which is KarenFootman.com. There you'll find my 15-page report on how you can end frustration, fatigue and busyness like that by the lessons that I'm sharing. I'm going to elaborate on my 4th step here today, which is honour. Now, the themes of my previous videos, assuming you've watched them, have been about honouring self, honouring what's in your heart, the leadership being led from your heart, honouring your intuition and honouring your inner goddess. That's right, honouring what she really wants, the woman that you really want to step into in your heart. Now honour, specifically in this context, I'm going to talk about 2 aspects. The first is honouring your value, and the second is honouring your femininity. Now, interestingly enough, from a feminine point of view, we tend to assume that the way things have to be done, so many of us are so depleted and so tired and so, I suppose, out of our own skin in a way, because we are doing things the way we think they should be done. We're following the guy in front, or we're following the woman who's following the guy in front. So we're doing things in a very masculine way. We're not actually honouring the way that if we could choose, and believe it or not we can, but that's another video. If we could choose the way in which we could create our experience, the way in which we could create our careers, would we do them in the way in which we're doing them? Would we speak to people the way we speak to them? Would we approach them the way we approach them? Would we be doing it? Because my experience is so many of us are doing it in a very, very masculine way. We're behaving very driven, sometimes quite aggressively. We're not doing things in a way which comes naturally to us. We're not doing things in a way which is easy. We're not always leveraging relationships in the way we could be doing. We're competing with the guys. I've just had experience of being approached by a potential business partner who approached me in exactly that way. Because I'm so clear now about my boundaries, there's absolutely no way I'm going to engage in a relationship with someone's going to be competing with me, almost like, come on, let's spar with the boys. I'm sorry, but that's just so last century, that's just not going to happen. So what I want to invite you to do is to consider for a minute just how your career experience, your life experience would change if you actually honoured the way you in your heart would choose to do it. I bet you wouldn't be working the hours you're working. I bet you wouldn't be going about your projects in the way you're going about them. I bet you wouldn't be making things happen in the way that they're happening. I bet you'd take a very, very different route. Well, my experience as well is actually as women, our leveraging our natural energies is something that we know very little about. Certainly something I teach a lot about is helping you to tap into your natural energies, your natural biochemistry even, if you like. So rather than going out there and making things happen and do and focus, actually tapping into your bonding hormone, oxytocin, is really your opportunity. In this way, by doing that, you can actually start to attract, because that's much more feminine way about going about things, is attracting business, attracting opportunities, attracting people to come towards us, and not attracting in a kind of girly, that doesn't feel right because it feels manipulative kind of way. I'm talking about how do we naturally tap into our chemistry as women to get into the right energy to create what we want to create in our business lives. So one way of doing that can be taking a deep breath, that's right, and just breathing and connecting with our heart space, doing that. When we do that, think of something pleasant and breathe into it. That's right. We naturally connect and release oxytocin, and oxytocin is the bonding hormone. And you can notice the change in tone in my voice as I'm doing that. It immediately softens me and softens the way I'm speaking, which means I'm connecting with a different kind of energy, which means I'm far more likely to engage people moving towards me from that energy than I am from the you need to get things done. The second thing I want to invite you to notice is that so many of us, in focusing on what we're doing all the time, are often completely missing the value that we're adding, the transformation that we're contributing, which is why we completely miss our value in the world, our value in the businesses we're working, our value in our families, our value in our relationships, why we're probably earning less money than we could be, why we're not having the impact that we could be. So many of us, to think about it, when somebody gives you a compliment, how many of you actually say, oh, yeah, thank you, I do look great. You're right, I did do a good job of that. I did a fantastic job, in fact. Yeah, you're right, it was a really insightful point I made. I mean, a lot of us completely deflect any compliments we're given, which is why I want you to start to notice if you're actually receiving them. If you are receiving them, fantastic, do more. And if you're not, well, simply notice. That will tell you a lot about your value. It will tell you a lot about to what extent you're actually aware of your own value. So think about now situations in which people have had a problem, because so many of us are solving problems so well. People have had a problem before you got involved. Think about the kinds of problems people have had before you've got involved. And then perhaps they've asked you, or perhaps you've got involved because that's just naturally your instinct. And notice what role you played, how did you intervene such that the outcome of the situation, the problem disappeared, the outcome of the situation transformed. Because that, ladies, is the key, is absolutely the key to your value. Because it's not in what you're doing, it's actually in the transformation you're creating. That's right. The benefit of the marriage that got sorted, the business decision that meant that the business stayed afloat, or that great client was brought on board, or that the business grew, or that the problem didn't escalate into an industrial dispute, or you get the idea. That's the measure of your value, not the phone call or just the little conversation I had or just the ideas I threw together in the little presentation. They're not the value. The value is in the impact, in the transformation that you are effecting. That's right, through the intervention that you're creating. That's the key to raising your own value. Not just in the eyes of your boss or your clients or your partner or your family, but in your own eyes. What are you contributing? How are you intervening to create transformation in people's lives? So I want to invite you to think about that. And just consider, if you were to value that, and also to believe that it was possible to do it in your own way, your own uniquely feminine way, which means that it's easy and effortless as opposed to something you're making, striving, driving to make happen. Just imagine what your life would be like. Just imagine how your career could be created, and just imagine how easy and effortless it would feel, how much time you'd have, and how creative you'd be able to be. That's right. So start by honouring yourself now. Start by honouring your contribution, and start by honouring doing it in the way you want to do it. Tell me how you get on. Drop me a line, Karen@KarenFootman.com.